Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. So as promised, just a quick revisit to this field. I'm standing in roughly the same spot as I was last week when I was filming. As you can see, there's the tram line that featured in the last video. Now, as we go over to the better work ground here, I'm seeing lots of this sort of situation where the black grass is dying as a result of the movement, and there you can see the end result. We have had a rain since the frost, but that is wonderfully crumbly. If you just pull, if you even just pulled a coulter through it, that would crumble down. I'm quite impressed with the result, really. See this one, look. Just pull it to bits with my finger. So we are achieving the crumb that we were after, and I would say on average black grass control is somewhere in sort of 60 to 70% generally. Little guys like this definitely damage their roots and it just falls to bits. So I'm pretty pleased with this. So I'll still keep you informed as we go through the season. Right, we are now actually in the field next door, and as I've been walking along, I've been questioning whether to roll or not to roll. Let me just flip you around and show you what I'm thinking about. So as you can see, this is kind of typical here, maybe a little bit closer to this, where you've got some residue and you've got these lumps here. So this would be pretty standard, sort of fist sized. It is very soft. As you see, I can break it just with my finger. But if we go over to something like here, for example, we've probably got a 3-inch height difference between the top of this knobble and, say, the bottom of that, probably 4 inches. Now my question is, if I am anticipating drilling with the moor, you've got that front wheel that will go over the top of this knobble, and that will influence the height of the coulter, or at least the coulter pressure. But I'm thinking that I need to roll this before drilling. Now the question will be, the timing of that rolling needs to be quite precise. It would be great to get it just before I drilled, but I will want to glyphosate before drilling. So really, to be realistic, it's going to be a 2-week gap. Roll, a week spray, a week drill. That would be ideal, but it leads to some close timings and some pressure, especially if we get another dry February and I want to crack on. So I think one of the solutions might be, if we get another frost, might roll this in the frost just to push it down and try and buy me a bit more flexibility in that timing sequence. Welcome your comments, feel free to leave them in the box below. Just before we leave this block, I just wanted to stop at this field. Incredibly proud of this. It's drilled on the 23rd of November. We managed to get it rolled and sprayed in that 3-day window, and the spring and the winter wheat's coming up really nicely, very even. Rows are nice and clear, and it's a real credit to the team, so thank you very much. And this really mirrors the point that the question that I made in the previous field. There's a real benefit from getting a very level finish, and in fact this field benefited from the heavy rains in the fact that we had done a carrier pass, but the hydraulic effect of the rain had really leveled the seed bed out, and it was very level for the pass with the moor. So that really helped, and as a result, a combination of the levelness at drilling and the ability to come back with the rolls and get a pre-em has meant that we've got great efficacy and weed control in this field. So good job. So it's later Sunday afternoon and I've just managed to pop in to see the beans. There is some sign of frost damage on the beans, but if anything that's provided a bit of a growth check. There was some concern that they were getting a bit too big and bold. From the road they do look a bit like a crop of rape rather than beans. So these were planted early, I think it's the first week of October, but overall I'm pretty pleased with them, and in fact they are a lot stronger. This is lighter land and they are stronger here than the last field of beans we planted, but so I'm really pleased with that, and it's nice to see them coming through the frost, because that was the concern with going early, that they wouldn't be they would remain frost sensitive. So we've taken a picture of the square, we'll take the picture back home and we'll do a count, and we will see where we are versus suggested establishment rate. Here you can see we count a total of 16 plants in our quarter-metre square, which when you multiply by 4 gives us a plant count of 64 plants per metre squared. And referring back to the PGRO guide, we are looking at a final population count of between 50 and 55, and assuming a 15% kill, 64 would leave a final population of 54 and a half. Pretty good, I think. So thank you very much for watching this week. I hope you liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe and click on the bell to get notifications of when our next video goes live. See you next time. Bye.